Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Join me today as we go through my personal plan on how to collect, invest, and just enjoy Journey together. So let's journey together. I'll see myself out as we talk through this game plan here. So sit back, relax, and welcome to PokeMarketLab. All right, enough puns for one day. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this upcoming set. This is releasing on March 28th. And remember, Journey Together is based off of, it's encompassed essentially almost entirely by Battle Partners, which is already released in Japan. So we do have a full visual set list, and we will go through some card images here in a little bit. Let's talk boxes first. And first and foremost, of course, is going to be the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. Everyone knows how these have performed. I have been beating this dead horse. The market has just been inflating the crap out of these boxes. I don't see that being any different here for the Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB. It does have the Ends Zura Pokemon Center ETB stamped version of the promo card here. I don't have a image of that specific card, but just imagine it with a Pokemon Center logo on it. That is the only difference. I think it's not a well-known Pokemon. It's not a 151, we'll put it that way. But I think it's a cute card. I think it'll do well. And again, the market's going to go nuts over these. Does not matter this set. I don't even think it really matters on the promo. But I do think this is a decent promo. I was able to snag 2 of these during the pre-order window. If you want to try to snag these on release day, we do sometimes, and I say sometimes because I don't think we saw it with Prismatic Evolutions. We do see these come in stock sometimes on release day. You got to be quick. You got to essentially be at your computer or at your phone, just kind of hawking the website, waiting. You know, again, I've talked about this before. There's several accounts you can follow on X and so on and so forth. There's different ways to get some notifications. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a box, but it does kind of equalize the chances a little bit here. It gives you a little bit of an edge. So again, these are, if you can get them, max them out. Just get as many as you can. This is about as easy, sure money as you can get, I think, at this point in time. Journey Together as a set, is from a booster box standpoint, is going to be a little iffy for me. And again, I'm going to go into that in detail here in a little bit as I go over the cards. It's a fine set. So, but again, Pokemon Center ETB, it does not matter. I don't care if it's Shrouded Fable, whatever. At this point, the market's going to inflate all of them. I do prefer to, not get things that I don't love. This may be one of those things that's an exception. I think the box art's great. Again, I think the promo's fine. I think the set is fine. So there's no reason not to get this if you can get them on release day. So I would not chase $300 though to think that that's going to increase over in the short time frame. I don't think is the case. So don't chase that. Just try to get them on release day. If you miss them, you miss them. So maybe on release day, when all of the individual sellers are able to actually sell on TCG Player, that price is definitely going to go down. We even saw that with Prismatic. There's just a glut of product hits the market on day one and drops that price. How far it'll go, I don't want to speculate too much. It will drop a bit, but the market's just so hot on these Pokemon Center ETBs. So yeah, just that's how I would approach that. All right, booster boxes. So one thing I want to specify in this is how I understand it in my research. The North American booster boxes should come inside the box, not separate, inside the box, with an Ends for Sheeran promo pictured here, which is actually, the Japanese version of this card has actually done fairly well. I think it's like a $30 card. Definitely a cool card. So there's a box topper here. I have my feelings on box toppers and why they decided to do that with the North American set. I think they thought it was a little bit soft, so they kind of threw that in there as a last ditch kind of just oomph. Again, it's an okay set. We'll go into that. But I think it was just a little oomph there. Booster boxes are holding on pretty good at $200 a pop. So, the plan here is really, if you can get MSRP, I don't think that's a bad place to be. Is there a chance, this ends up settling below MSRP? Of course. I don't think that's going to happen with this set. I think the set, even if it's fails to, thrive on launch, so to speak, I think it's still going to settle around that price. I think that would be a floor. I think that's a safe floor. And again, sometimes you got to be able to hold on to product for a long period of time and it's under what you paid for it. That's just this game. That's the game sometimes. But I think I would not buy these at 200 a pop. I think that's too expensive. I think that MSRP at $160 is a good line in the sand to draw. That's what I paid for a couple boxes. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So just to give you a little bit of background, I'm not some super whale that's dumping thousands upon thousands of dollars into this stuff every month, which is why I have to be very judicious about what I buy, right? I can't go crazy, just dumping money into Pokemon thousands of dollars a month and, it'll all pay off. I have to be very judicious. I have to make, specific decisions. The adversity that gives you a certain level of wisdom, which is why essentially why I started the YouTube channel to begin with, to try to pass along a little bit of that wisdom to other folks. So you're taking your hard-earned money and making it work for you. So my typical buy is going to be a couple booster boxes, a couple of ETBs, typically a Kraken ETB, and of course the Pokemon Center ETBs, which I think I got two of for this set. I didn't mention that. So what I did with this, so I've got two of these at MSRP. I do have a little bit of a distributor access. It's just a friend who kind of gets me a box here or there. It's not, again, nothing crazy. He doesn't get these massive allotments from distributors. So, I got two boxes from him. I have, let's put it this way. I have on order two boxes with him. They're not guaranteed. So what I typically do is if I have an option of getting a box at a reasonable price elsewhere, I go with the guaranteed shot, and then whatever I get from him is a bonus. So I put in two with him. Whether I get to or not, that'll be up in the air. That'll be just a bonus. So again, tops, I have 4 boxes. This to me is not a Prismatic Evolutions or Surging Sparks situation where I back the truck up because I love the product. This is not that. This is a solid set. Again, don't get me wrong. I think there's other, I'm not chasing product even at MSRP right now. I think the money that I spent the last 18 months, 2 years buying really cheap boxes, that's the money that was working for me. And that's really, I'm waiting. I'm keeping a lot of capital back to wait for better opportunities. I want to have exposure to all sets. That's 100%. I want to have some, unless it's an absolute stinker of a set, I want exposure to it, but I'm not going, super deep, as they say, on some of these sets unless I absolutely like them. I did that Surging Sparks. I did that with Prismatic. I saw the writing on the wall. I'm not getting that feeling here with Journey Together. And as I say all the time, I'll slam my hand on the desk, make your own decision about whether you like the product or not. This price that you see here is not a vote that this product is awesome, okay? The market is not thinking rationally right now. Okay, if you are going to hold for a long period of time, which is how you are going to generate wealth, you have to make the decision on the product, because eventually the market's going to turn and it's going to start voting appropriately, and not everything is going to be priced as, the way it is. So that's my plan with the booster box. Again, we do get this box topper, which is certainly going to help. I would say MSRP is the line in the sand that you should draw. With that said, for a while, we were seeing a lot of these big box stores online, the Game Nerds of the world, so on and so forth, with booster boxes about that MSRP price that seems to have gone away. Maybe there's some options out there, some deals. I haven't really hunted recently, but I think that time is passing a little bit. So, which is why I think it's really holding at that $200 price point. This will be very interesting to see how this box performs post-released. That's really going to tell me, I think, that's going to inform how the market's going to do in the next 6 months to a year. If this is an okay product, I liken this set exactly to Stellar Crown. I think it's right in the same, from a visual standpoint, it's right at that power level visually for me, which is, it's solid. It's okay. It's just okay. And that's fine. Most sets are okay. Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces, these are just kind of, I think that's a very consistent theme in Scarlet and Violet, is we have very consistent sets. And then you have a Surging Sparks, but most of them are very, very consistent, and that's perfectly fine. So again, MSRP, I'm getting 4 boxes tops. Let's move on here. All right, regular ETBs. Don't pay $90 for these. These are going to be available. I cannot see a situation where we get into like a Prismatic where people are buying these for $50 and then turning and burning them online for $100 plus. I don't see that happening on release day with this set. I just don't. If we do, if I am wrong and we see that, that means this market is really and truly out of control, because I just do not, the cards in this set do not justify I mean, the Japanese booster boxes are not going for this price. I'm sorry, they are going for this price, but my point is they're not going nuts, right? So again, I think that the vote on the set is already in. I don't think it's certainly not a Surging Sparks set. I would not chase this. I think Surging Sparks is right at $90, right? So do not pay this price. I think you will see ETBs on release day for cheaper. Maybe not 50, but it's certainly not $90. So I would draw the line in the sand at that $50 to $60 price point and say that's all I would pay for this. I think there'll be plenty at release. If you're okay, maybe paying a little bit more, but certainly not $90. We have seen some pre-orders for this pop up at big box stores online, and it is selling out quickly. But keep in mind, remember on Prismatic, we saw a lot of physical product in stores and physical locations on release day, and I expect that to be the case here. All right, let's get into the individual cards. Again, I've done this before, but I just want to kind of, even for my own sake here, just to kind of realign what my expectations of the set are, what I think of the set, and kind of go through things here. So these are in no particular order. These are just cards that I think look decent. They're cards I'm fairly excited about, and there's a couple in particular that I really like. Again, this is not a Prismatic, Evolution situation for me. This is certainly not a Surging Sparks, and that's completely fine. So Articuno, I think that's a beautiful card. I think that's going to be great with textured foiling. I love it. Ioni's Bellybot, I think Bolt is going to be definitely be up there. I think beautiful looking card. Hop Zacian, and then Lily's Clefairy there over on the right hand side. All right, we have a few more here. We have Ferret, we have Noibat, we have Hops Wooloo, and Lily's Watrel, I think. I don't know how to pronounce that, but again, cool cards. I love that Noibat. I think that's beautiful. I love the watercolor coloring on that. I think the Ferret it's cute, but I think it just looks a little too AI-like for me, if you get what I'm saying. So the Noibat on this page is definitely my favorite on this one. All right, and the last page of cards that I like, we got Swinub on the left, Lycanroc, Wailord, and Meowth. Wailord, kind of saved it for me. That was the one I was looking through the previews. Remember, justinbasil.com if you're looking for visual set lists. This is where I got all the images from here. Wailord saved it for me. I think that's just a cool card. I think it's cute. It's colorful. That is my chase card. Unless it's a few $100s, I'm picking one of those up for singles for sure if I don't crack one. And then that Meowth on the right. I've gotten some conflicting information about whether that is in the English set or whether that's a promo going in some kind of box. I'm not sure, but I love that card. So that's another one. Those two, the Meowth and the Wailord for me are my top cards. I love the illustration style on that Meowth. So that's pretty much the set for me. Those are the cards I like. Again, to each their own. I know Battle Partners has been well received. There's plenty of other cards in this set. This is a trainer set, right? So this is very much for those who are really into trainers. Not so much for me. So again, I think it's a solid set. It's a B to B minus. To me, it's a Stellar Crown. I reserve the right to change that, but I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. So that's kind of how I'm approaching everything. Again, on release day, Pokemon Center ETBs, a must if you can get them. I think the set justifies it. The promo justifies it. Booster boxes, I think MSRP $160 is where I would personally draw the line in the sand. Whether you're a collector, a ripper, an investor, I think that's the reasonable take. I think $200 for this set is too much for me. I'm willing to be wrong on that, and you should be willing to be wrong sometimes too. We're going to have to be wrong, but we have to make a plan. We don't just follow the masses, okay? We don't just follow a guy that's talking on YouTube. We make our own judgments and our own plans, and we stick to them. Regular ETBs, $50, maybe $60. I think there's going to be plenty of those on release day. I think that's what I'm going to be going after on release day to crack. I typically just keep the booster boxes. I don't really rip into them all too often. So I'll try to get a box or two of ETBs for me to rip with the kids. And then again, singles wise, I'm going to definitely get a Wailord and a Meowth. I'll wait probably a little bit post release to see if we get some, a reduction in price on the singles and go from there. So that's my game plan. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Of course, if you like what we're doing, like and subscribe, turn on notifications if you really like what we're doing, and we will see you on the next one. PokeMarketLab out.